Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel for this week's Toolbox safety topic video. Before we get started, make sure that you give me a thumbs up down below here to encourage me to make more videos of this type. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you will find additional videos of this nature, other safety related videos, and leadership training videos. And if you find this information useful or helpful, make sure you share it with your colleagues and coworkers. Well, let's go ahead and get started with the video. Now, the past 3 weeks we've been talking about the OSHA Focus 4 or Fatal 4, and thus far we've covered falls, caught in or between, and struck by hazards. Today we'll be covering the final of the OSHA Focus 4, and that's electrocution hazards. Now, I read this article by Kendall Jones, or this toolbox talk by Kendall Jones at Constructconnect. OSHA has determined there are 4 main safety hazards, excluding transportation incidents, that account for a majority of all construction worker deaths each year on the job site. Dubbed the Fatal 4 by OSHA, they include falls, electrocutions, being struck by, and getting caught in or between. In 2016, 63.7% of all fatalities at construction sites were from one of the OSHA's Fatal 4. Today we're focusing on electrocution hazards and how to prevent and protect against them. Of the Fatal 4 hazards, electrocution hazards are the third highest cause of fatalities among construction workers. According to OSHA, electrocution injuries accounted for 82 construction worker deaths in 2016, which is about 8.3% of the 991 fatalities caused by construction site hazards. Electrocution is death by electric shock caused by exposure to lethal amounts of electrical energy. Electricity flows through conductors like wires and power lines to create a path or complete a circuit. The human body acts as a conductor when they come into contact with an electrical current due to things like exposed electrical wires or damaged equipment. Electrocution can occur from contact with power lines, contact with energized sources such as faulty equipment, or exposed wires and improper extension cord usage. Both overhead and underground power lines carry a high voltage. The best way to avoid electrocution from power lines is to simply stay away from them. Maintain a safe distance and be aware of the location of power lines to avoid accidental contact with heavy equipment, ladders, lifts, etc. If you must operate equipment such as cranes near power lines, contact the utility company to de-energize and ground the lines. When working around live power lines, use non-conductive tools and equipment. Avoid storing material underneath power lines and cordon off the area around power lines to the correct distance per OSHA guidelines. Ground fault circuit protection. OSHA has established rules and regulations regarding ground fault protection. Receptacle outlets that are not part of the permanent wiring of the structure must be protected with ground fault circuit interrupters, sometimes just called GFCIs. A GFCI monitors the electrical flow from hot to neutral, and if it detects an imbalance, it will trip the circuit in less than a second and cuts off the electricity. Establish an assured equipment grounding conducting program that covers all cords, temporary receptacles, and equipment, and maintain detailed records of all tests and inspections. Make sure all equipment and extension cords are in good condition by visually inspecting for cuts, frays, or exposed bare wires, and ensure that ground prongs haven't been removed or become defective. Make sure that the equipment grounding conductor is electrically continuous by conducting a continuity test. Here are the most cited electrical standards in construction. Some of the most commonly cited construction standards by OSHA involving electrical hazards include general requirements for electrical conductors and equipment, and that's 29 CFR 1926.403. Wiring design and protection, 29 CFR 1926.404. Wiring methods, components, and equipment for general use, 29 CFR 1926.405. General requirements for protection of employees, 29 CFR 1926.416. Death by electrocution can occur from exposure as little as 50 to 100 milliamps of current. Most 120 volt circuits carry 15 to 20 amperes of current. 15 amperes of current are 300 times what is necessary to cause death by electrocution. Let's talk about lockout and tag out procedures. Avoid accidental electrocution is to implement lockout tag out procedures when equipment and circuits are being used. A qualified person should ensure that all equipment and circuits are de-energized before a lock and/or a tag is applied. Once you are ready to remove locks and tags and re-energize equipment and circuits, a qualified person should be on hand to ensure that it is safe to do so. Here's some additional electrical hazards. In addition to electrocution, electrical hazards can cause other accidents that can be fatal or lead to serious non-fatal injuries. These include burns, electrical shock, arc flash or blast, fire, and explosion. Common causes for these other electricity-related injuries include damaged equipment or faulty wiring, improper cord use, and no GFCIs, wet conditions, reverse polarity, and lack of an assured grounding conductor program. All right, boys and girls, that's it for this week's Toolbox Safety Topic video. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for watching. Make sure you give me a thumbs up down below here to encourage me to make more videos of this type. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you will find additional videos of this nature, other safety-related videos, and leadership training videos. And until we see each other again, take care of yourself because you're number one. Look out for your co-workers and help ensure their safety. Have a grateful day. And remember, I will see you in the field. All right, I got tongue-tangulated a couple different times there. Listen, we've been covering these OSHA Focus 4 items for the past month. I'll leave a link up top for the other ones if you want to go back and look at some of the other Focus 4 items that OSHA has us look out for. Like it says, OSHA, the Focus 4, the Fatal 4 are the 4 areas in which most injuries and fatalities occur in the construction industry. Be aware of those, train yourself to them, and ensure the safety of yourself and your team members. If there's a video you would like to see made on any safety item, just leave a comment down below, send me a message on this email thing that YouTube has, and we'll still see about getting that made for you. Also, if you have a question, just leave the question in the comments down below, and I'll do the research and make sure that you get the references, and we can start an online conversation, or even more if we need to, so that you feel adequately trained, or we can assure that you're adequately trained so that you can transmit that training to your team members and co-workers. If you watch to the very end, I'll leave some of them Easter eggs in there that I normally do, and you can tell me what you think. Anyway, I think that's it. So thanks for watching. Have a grateful day, and I will see you in the field. Stop recording.
What do you do when you pick up a guitar and run? Too much on your plate.